Today we're going to download and install Kali and Ubuntu on a virtual machine. Now I've actually got these already downloaded, but I'm going to show you the steps to do this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab a ISO version of Kali. So the first thing I do is I Google Kali Linux, and I come up with it here in the header. And so if I scroll down a little bit, I can look at the download section and click here. This is the official download site. You might take notice of the URL, and they also give the SHAs, and so if you download a copy, you can verify that it is a good copy, and it gives the instructions and everything right here for that. Depending on your machine, whether it's a 64 or 32-bit machine, it's going to decide which one of these you pick. We have the ISO images right here. And so if you just click on one of those, it will start the download into your download folder or whatever folder you have set up for your downloads. The same thing is going to happen with Ubuntu. So I've gone to Google and pulled up Ubuntu, and now I look. Here is the download for the desktop, and that's what I'm looking for. So if I click this and go in, there is some information about the release, and this is the latest release notes right here, and for what system you're running, or the requirements for your system. And then you have the download here, and you also have torrents if you're going to download through them. So once again, you would just click download. You would go through all the information here. If you want to donate, you can donate, or you just pull these little sliders over to 0 and go all the way down through this. Decide what your contribution is going to be. You can skip this and go all the way to the download page here, or once you select everything to 0, this link will take you to the downloads page as well. So go through there, take a look at that, download your ISO image, and then the next thing we're going to do is download VirtualBox. So VirtualBox is going to be the last thing that we download, yet it's going to be the first thing that we install. VirtualBox is the actual machine that will host your images for the Ubuntu and the Kali image. So we look through the results and we have a download. If we go to here and we click, we have the download platforms for the different types of computers or the different systems you're running. We've got Windows and OS X, other Linux distributions, and things like that. So you can pick which one you want. Once we have all the information that we need, so we've got the ISO images and we have VirtualBox, I'm going to go ahead and start VirtualBox. This would be right after you have done the install. This is what it's going to look like. So you can see I've got several machines running, and you can see the name and the state, whether they're powered off or they're being saved or suspended or what have you. And it gives a little bit of information over here about each machine. And by the way, once you set up a machine, you can also clone that machine as well. So I'm doing this video today on the 30th, and I actually have a clone that I created here on the 29th. So once we have the ISO images, we'll just go through New. We're going to name whatever we want the name of the machine to be. We're going to pick Linux, and then we're going to pick what type of Linux that we have. In this case, Ubuntu 64-bit. And so we'll just name this for class, will be the name of it. We will continue. We will adjust our memory size. This is the RAM memory. So you can leave it at what it recommends or beef it up a little bit if you would like. You can go through and either create a virtual hard disk now or use a hard disk that you already have. We'll create a hard disk. We're going to use a VirtualBox disk image. It's going to be dynamically allocated, which means it will change the size based on exactly what your needs are. We can also set the size of the hard drive. If you want to increase that or what have you, you certainly can right here, and then go into create. So the first time you open the machine, it's going to ask you about what system you're wanting to run if you have not already installed Ubuntu. But it will walk you through the entire setup. So let's jump right into Ubuntu. And by the way, you can delete these. You just right click on it and you remove. And when you remove, you want to make sure you delete all files, because it does place files around in different directories to run this particular service. So you want to go ahead and delete all files. Let's go into Ubuntu and open it up. And once it is installed, at this point in time, it may prompt you to install it. If it does, just follow the prompts all the way through. Now, once it opens, it's going to ask me for my password that I set up during the install. So I'm just going to give it the password, and then it will finish. And it finishes opening up. So that's all there is to it. At this point in time, you have an Ubuntu distribution running on your VirtualBox machine.